The mystical air that swirls within the confines of the walled city resonates with the legends of centuries gone by, and the friction between the soles of one's footwear and the warm earth of Intramuros animates a union between the traveler and his destination.
As you can tell, Manila is not a city that really easily reveals itself to you. I kind of consider Manila to be one of the most exciting cities in the world simply because we're an interior culture. Like you go to a city like Paris or a city like San Francisco and you can see that the people readily put the culture out onto the street. You see sculptures, you see shops, you see all of this and that. But in Manila, I don't know, it could be just the mentality that we gained from living inside the walled city of Intramuros, but everything's on the inside. So you go around Manila and it's kind of like the Middle Kingdom.
Armed with a cassette player and a miniature Philippine flag, Carlos Celdran calls out to his flock, some of them probably starting to feel uncertain of what they are to expect. The Philippine national anthem flows through the modest speakers, and Celdran, with all 5-6 of him, waves his paper flag until the song is over, initially conveying the feeling that it is a prelude to an entire afternoon of patriotism. But then, it's only an icebreaker.
For those of you who are French, is there anybody here that's French? Or familiar with French culture? Does anybody here watch Bugs Bunny cartoons? Okay, if you've watched the Bugs Bunny cartoon, every time Pepe Le Pew comes on screen, they play the French national anthem, okay? Which is the Marseillaise. And the Marseillaise is exactly like the Philippine national anthem. Except only for the fact where the French national anthem goes, la 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 la. We go, la 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 la. The Philippine national anthem is actually exactly the French national anthem turned upside down. And as you go along this tour, you're going to find out that a lot of Philippine culture is exactly like that. Philippine culture is...
This marks the beginning of the seemingly unending backtrack of how Filipinos came to be who they are now, an intermingling of races and cultures that even the mystic walls of Intramuros have imbibed. Taking this half-day tour of the walled city on foot and being a spectator to this one-man show equals to a crash course in Philippine history, including the nitty-gritty of the olden times in an amusing manner that it hardly comes off as information overload.
The Philippines did not have a flag. The Philippines only had a seal. And here's the seal of the city of Manila. You can also recognize it because it's the same seal of Malacanang Palace, where the president lives. And it's also exactly the same seal as San Miguel beer.
Celdran is adept in details, with tidbits such as the foreign origins of what people now perceive as Filipino family names. The tour covers the early beginnings of Philippine history, from the arrival of Miguel Lopez de Legazpi, to the Golden Age, to the rise of the New Republic, an analysis of the transition of life within walls that instinctively defines the makings of an entire people.
What Miguel Lopez de Legazpi did to the city of Manila and to Raja Suleiman actually, I believe, put a curse on the city of Manila. They say that the city of Manila is a cursed city because it constantly has to keep rebuilding itself. Here is the bell tower of the Manila Cathedral, destroyed in the last major earthquake in Manila in 1880. Okay? The Manila Cathedral that you drove by right on your way over here is actually Manila Cathedral number 8.
In its every death and rebirth, it passed on to the walled city a distinct grandeur that has defied time. But with the rise of every new edifice, born of flesh, spirit, and blood, the succeeding generations ache with a tarnished sense of identity. Celdran's passion for Manila is contagious, loving the city for the entirety of its character, breathing new life into its phantoms and its regal glitters that revive the metropolis.
But unfortunately, this golden city, which had the first telephone system, the first tram system, the first airline, the first hospital, the first sewage system, the first telegraph system, this golden city would unfortunately not last very long. Manila, as its golden age, would only last for 30 years. Because the rumblings of World War II would soon come over the horizon to destroy the city of Manila forever.
Celdran is not afraid of using sharp wit. His descriptions sometimes border on brutal honesty and spice, a little gossipy, but nevertheless earning silent approving gazes from the audience.
So, let's go outside, let's get another drink out on the other side where I'll show you the little pasillo in the Casa Manila, and we'll get a little bit gossipy about Manila.
Celdran traverses the city in hopes of stimulating all five senses to be able to fully appreciate Manila in ways not commonly known.
Manila is also one of the most misjudged places in the world. I feel like I'm in a secret that nobody else knows.